Hi there, today we're making Tamari almonds. Quick, easy, simple, few easy ingredients that you probably already have, and they are absolutely delicious. We're starting with 2 cups of raw almonds. It's very important that you use raw almonds because if you use already roasted almonds, you're going to end up burning them. So 2 cups of raw almonds spread out evenly on a baking sheet into the oven at 350 for 5 to 7 minutes just to toast them up. See you when we get all right. So these have browned up. They're nice and hot, and we're going to put them into a heat-proof bowl. Oops. Hang on to this for later. And now we're going to make the sauce. So in this little cup I have 2 tablespoons of sesame seeds. You can put these in or not as you like. And I'm going to add 3.5 tablespoons of tamari. So tamari is basically soy sauce, but there's no wheat in tamari. It's just fermented soybeans. I think it has a little bit more complexity than soy sauce. It almost has a coffee flavor to it, and it's gluten-free, which is a bonus, and it has a little bit less salt than soy sauce. You can use low sodium if you want, but I think you'll end up salting the almonds if you do. Then I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of maple syrup. Again, this is optional. If you don't want that sweetness, don't add it, but I think it vastly improves the end product. Okay, there we go. Now this is going to go over the hot almonds. Give them a quick toss. And here's another optional ingredient. This is Cajun spice, if you like things spicy. Just if you're using commercial Cajun spice, make sure you taste it first because there tends to be a lot of salt in it. This is my homemade blend, so I know it's not too salty. Give that one more toss, and then it goes back onto the parchment lined sheet with all that liquid. Spread them out. Try not to let them touch too much because they will stick together. And then back into the oven for another 10 to 15 minutes. You'll want to check them about every 5 minutes because they do tend to burn fast, especially with the sugar from the maple syrup. Okay, so we'll see you back here in a few minutes. Okay, it's been about 15 minutes, and look at those beautiful nuts. All of the sauce has caramelized and coated the nuts. I probably stirred it about 4 or 5 times, about every 4 or 5 minutes, and these are ready to cool. So we're going to transfer them from the hot baking sheet to a cool baking sheet just to stop the cooking so that they don't burn. And at this point you want to separate them as much as possible so that they don't stick together as they cool. Not the end of the world if they do, but it just makes things easier afterwards. Okay, this will take about 15 minutes to cool, so we'll check back then. Okay, these are nice and cool now, and as they've been cooling, I've been pulling them apart and eating a few because they are delicious. And they are ready to go. If you're not putting these out right away, you can put them in an airtight container and leave them on the counter. But they probably won't last very long. And just a note, you can do this recipe, it doesn't have to be almonds, you could use cashews, you could use pecans, anything at all. All right, so these are all broken up. Sorry, it's gonna be noisy for a minute. Finished product. Perfect.